Sundowns side, who in 10 matches in the Women's Champions League have so far kept 8 clean sheets in those. In fact, when they won the tournament back in 2021, they did so without conceding a single goal. There we see the captain of Casablanca, Nadegi Kofi. Actually an Ivorian, so there'll be plenty of local support for her, as well as Joa Kokora at right winger. But first we'll have a look at the lineups for the Mamelodi Sundowns. One change from the side that won 2-0 against JKT first time out. That sees Melinda Kadiete come in for Andesiwe Mgoye, who has dropped out of the squad altogether with an injury, so that's very much an enforced change for Shabalala. Does mean that Tobogo Fuller Cayley, who was very impressive, I thought, in their opening game, leading the line, running the channels, a real presence up top. There she is there, the number 9. So she's back again to lead the line. Esther Ramalepe, the number 4, playing out on the right wing, was also very impressive, was voted Woman of the Match as well in that game, having scored the opening goal in the first half. And one person we didn't really see a huge amount of in that first game was Precious Marifi, the 32-year-old left winger, number 8, being her squad number. And she does have a great burst of pace, tricks as well, and an eye for goal. So I'm sure that Shabalala will be hoping that she hits her stride, preferably tonight as well. See there our officials for this evening's game. Vincentia Amadome from Togo is the lady with the whistle in the middle. Fanta Kone from Mali and Pesatu Shitu from Benin are the 2 lineswomen this evening. The 4th official will be Aline Maria Noel Gimbang from Cameroon. Side just having their pre-match huddle there. There's the captain's face-off. That's Portia Lapo, the veteran centre-back for the Mamelodi Sundowns, and Nadegi Kofi for Casablanca. There's our VAR officials tonight. Salima Ukunsanga leading the way there in the VAR booth. Hopefully won't be too much need for them tonight. Certainly in the Mamelodi Sundowns first match, we hardly, I don't think there was a single VAR decision really to take into account in that one. Now the Sporting Club Casablanca lineup here, 2 changes made by Mehdi El Keshuri from the side that drew against Atletico Abidjan in their opening game. That sees Salma Miftah come into midfield with Maryam Hajri moving back to centre-back in place of Noura Bouka. Sarah Abdel Hakim comes in at right back in place of Chema Ashek. So Nadegi Kofi with a big job on her plate in midfield, trying to prevent the South Africans from really dominating the ball like they did against JKT. At times it was very much attack versus defence in that match, although JKT were always dangerous on the counter-attack, and certainly you would expect Sporting Club Casablanca to offer a similar threat on the break, but maybe with a bit of extra physicality that JKT certainly do not have at the moment, especially with having such a young squad. This Casablanca squad, however, every bit as experienced as their South African opponents, just with less experience at this level, with it being their first go in the Champions League proper. Just in the final few moments before kick-off here. The referee just making sure everything is as it should be. What's happened there then? Whistle's gone and nothing happened. Fuller Cayley, I think, slightly jumping the gun maybe. And there we go, finally off we are then. So Casablanca in light blue tops and yellow shorts, kicking from right to left in this first half. Mamelodi Sundowns in their usual gold shirts and blue shorts, kicking from left to right. Possession, very important to this South African side. Very much in the DNA of the club, going through all the age groups, both men and women. First touch for Abdelahad, 29-year-old goalkeeper for Casablanca. Tidied up in midfield by Natandi, and now Mamelodi Sundowns building up down the left for a moment, but then taking the short and safe option just in these early stages of the match. Mamelodi deciding not to use her pace on this occasion down the right flank. Nice turn. Well tackled now, Casablanca on the attack, but Mamelodi aware to the danger, making the intercept. Now the Sundowns can come forwards, and there's a little bump in the back there. For Gadiete. Didn't quite get to the ball, but it didn't matter. There was a slightly choppy challenge coming in from the back, and an early opportunity here for the Sundowns to really get a few players forwards into the box here. Not made the best of jobs with that free kick. Can sometimes be the case when you play a free kick short like that, and then you sort of kind of run out of ideas. But captain spreads the ball to the right-hand side. Foul comes in on the Tandy. Seems to have switched sides compared to her opening game, where she was operating more in a sort of left-sided midfield role. Looks like she started off on the right here tonight, though. Casablanca come forwards now. Mortaji chasing that one. Closing down the keeper, but not getting much support in the press, it must be said, from her teammates. Well, that's a lovely raking ball down the left-hand side, a slightly loose touch from Precious Barifi. Will be a Sundowns throw, though. Beautifully flighted ball, just a slightly heavy touch there. Nicely taken down in the box. This is very promising now for the Sundowns, but that pass just a little bit loose. The shot comes in from distance, has been badly miscued, picked up by Mamelodi. Tries to drill across the 6-yard box, intercepted at the near post though. Now maybe an opportunity here for Casablanca on the break. Mortaji now running at her marker, trying to show some pace down the left-hand side, but that's good, strong defending. The ball put out of play for Casablanca throw. Short and intense battle for possession there, won by the South Africans, and they emerge with the ball now, bringing it up over the halfway line. Not much of a high press in this early stage from Casablanca, happy to sit deep and let the Sundowns play in front of them. Probably seen the pace with which they could attack in their opening game against JKT, and want none of that. So they will bring a bit more physicality to the game than the Tanzanian champions did in the previous game on Sunday evening. But that's a much younger squad. Still got both physical and mental development to come here. Nicely set up there by Felike. The ball drifted in, the keeper comes for it, doesn't get it, and it's headed off the line. Really sign of danger there for Casablanca, and the ball still not out of play. Back into the area and headed away over Amalekpe's head. Kurubeci. Nice ball across that. Ramalepe goes down on the edge of the area, but they've already been tackled, and now Tamar brings the ball out, and it's spread over to the right-hand side now. Kokora wins a throw-in for Casablanca, just to slow things down for a moment. Ball blocked by Dlamini. Another look at this one. Nice ball clipped into the back post. The keeper, so he came for it, got absolutely nowhere near it. A little bit half-hearted in the end, but fortunately Leila Dara was there, back on the line. There she is now, the number 3. Saving the goalkeeper's blushes, that's for certain. There's already a few urgent instructions. Well, Kashuri. I just wonder there if Gadiete got a call from Ramalepe, who seemed in a better position to get a more positive header on the ball. Oh, a good crowd in here tonight. The capacity of this stadium about 20,000, looks at least half full. Not bad in a weekday evening. Ramalepe now brings the ball forward, looks the runner Tholakeli into the channel again. She does that so well, creates so much space for opponents. That not the best pass she'll produce tonight though. Ramalepe makes an intercept, but it doesn't stick, and now another opportunity on the counter-attack, but that's immediately cut out just about. Sundowns now can build up from the back once more. What we did see against JKT is they will be patient when required. Sundowns very much in the club DNA, just the way the Sundowns play. Sporting Club Casablanca, that identity, well, perhaps still searching for that. They've only been founded, what, 4 years ago in 2019. Identity and traditions take a little while to build up. They haven't really had much of a chance of that yet, but it does make their ascent to this level all the more remarkable in such a short space of time, and it says an awful lot as well about women's football in Morocco. Blessed as they are with the continental champions, despite their shock loss on the opening night of the tournament. That was nearly a lovely little through ball from Ramalepe. Matande just, what, half a metre away from being through on goal, just couldn't quite reach out and take that one under control. Sundowns again building patiently from the back. I think in the back 3, by the way. Sundowns, not a back 4. Formation that's certainly an ethos that isn't as popular as it once was, certainly in the men's game, but going back, what, 25 years or so, and 3 at the back was sort of very much the fashion in those days, back in what, the late 90s, early noughties. Since then, a back 4. And very much de rigueur. So much space now for Ramalepe on the right-hand side. Looks up, time to measure across. She will win. First corner of the game for the Mamelodi Sundowns. sure they really made the best use of their set pieces in their opening game against JKT. Let's see what they've been working on in training now. There is the option there to go short. Candy, so it's chipped across the edge of the 6-yard box, heading away. Oh, missed by the defender on the rebound. You get another bite at the cherry here. Ball out, but really close to picking out Diarra, and I think that might have been a shot, you know, it was a long way out for Joyce Frabane. Coming up forwards down the left-hand side. That's past one. Almost gets past another as well. The ball eventually goes out for a goal. Clip Marifi up against 2 or 3 Casablanca players at a time here. You certainly know how dangerous the number 8 can be. Shot from distance again, but no real power in it. Kelly apologises to the teammates. No real need to have a go from that. If you are going to have a go from that sort of distance, at least put your foot through it. Almost like a back pass. This is the moment the South Africans picking up all the bits and pieces, the second balls and everything like that. Andy can't quite squeeze a corner or a cross out of that one. Relatively sedate start for Mamelodi Sundowns. They've had an awful lot of the ball, haven't done a huge amount with it. A few shots from distance. That's obviously something they've been looking at on the videos and decided that's something that they can exploit, perhaps. There's a Casablanca player on the ground here, just on the halfway line. %, the ball in the opening 13 minutes. Still Jerry Shabalala barks out those instructions. She's just been caught out there trying to chest the ball down, slightly misjudged the fly to the ball, and it's landed right on her, on the front of her throat. That will hurt a bit. Shown inside. She likes to keep as much width on this right-hand side as possible, so as much room she can muster to operate in. Can move inside, as we saw for her goal it's JKT that opened the scoring. This time the pass inside, and it's yet more Sundowns possession. Tried to work their way through the middle. Biana with it. That's nearly with a nice ball. It's a good idea. Just a little bit too much juice on that one.
Opportunity knocks in for Casablanca. The ball going loose there. Here's Mortaji now on the left-hand side. Slightly heavy touch towards the byline, and the Mamelodi defence just allowing the ball to go out of play, but that opened up momentarily. There was a 2-on-1 here. All sloppily given away in midfield. Just a slightly heavy touch there, and that one there. Goalkeeper and defender between them clubbing together to make sure that ball went out to play. As well, intercepted on the right-hand side there by Abdel Hakim. This time they win. Free kick in midfield as well. The foul coming in on the captain, Dagia Kofi. Chipped forward by Salma Tamar. For the first time in the game, really, Casablanca moving the game up into the Sundowns third of the pitch with the ball meekly given away. Now Dlamini comes forward over. She's been moved 45 yards there without a challenge coming in, as Moroccans retreated back into their defensive shape. And this is going to be quite a different challenge that compared to what the Sundowns faced in their opening game against JKT, who were certainly set up a lot more open, less physical. Less experienced as well. The Sundowns have struggled against Moroccan sides in the past. Well, they've played they have played Asfar about twice. This competition, both in actually last year's edition of the competition, a 0-0 draw. Sundowns' way to winning their group, and then of course they met again in the final, which was, I think, fair to say, a bit of an upset with a 4-0 win going Asfar's way. Nice corner to the edge of the area. Opportunity knocks here. There's claims for a handball. His referee has pointed straight at the penalty spot. VAR will check this. It looks like the arm was up. The referee having a bit of a smile. I think he's lost his yellow card. Oh, there we go, he's found it. The shot coming in from Biana. Raising the arms up like that. It's always going to be a penalty with certainly with the current iteration of the handball rules of the game. For the keeper to stay on the line. It's rather crestfallen Adegi Kofi makes away to the outside of the D. Yellow card coming for Meryem Hajri, which unfortunately for her was booked in the opening game as well. 2 yellows enough for a suspension, so she will be missing from their 3rd game of this tournament, coming up on Saturday down in San Pedro against JKT Queens. There will be a small hole in that Casablanca defence which needs to be filled. Looks like Tobogo Folakeli has taken the responsibility from the penalty spot. In fact, we're going to have a VAR check. Now, more often than not, when the referee is called over to check the VAR monitor, it's because those up in the cabin feel that something needs to be reversed, and the majority of times it does end up being reversed. But I've got to say, like, personally, if your arms are up like that, then that is a yellow card. Sorry, not a yellow card, that is a penalty, but it certainly is handball. I'm not sure this is going to be overturned. If her arms were still in front of her, then fine, but that is arm out, away from the body. Would not be called a natural position for the arm. In fact, she's moved her arm into the way of the ball, so I'm really not sure what the VAR crew are thinking here. Casablanca will be hoping, of course, especially will Hajri. Hajri immediately going over to ask for a yellow card. It's been rescinded, and it has. So a lesson to be learned there for anyone keeping notes in the game and actually noting that down in with a yellow highlighter. That can't be undone in a hurry. So the ball will be given to Casablanca here. Not sure why Delahan was immediately trying to retreat a little bit there. She can just pick the ball up anytime she wants. There she goes. Plenty of height on that kick. Bounce through a little bit. A chance here for Mifta to get a foot in. VAR's already made her mark on this game. Hajri across there. You can see the pace from Folakeli. Seems to be an awful lot faster than Abdel Hakim, the right back. That's something to keep an eye on as the game goes on. Perhaps we did see in the first game that Folakeli liked to run the channels, but he was more often than not down the right flank of the Sundowns. But seeing the pace differential there with the left back, that might give us some food for thought for the rest of the match. It's a rather relieved looking Mehdi El-Kashuri on the sidelines for Casablanca after that penalty decision was overturned. As Biana has just tripped up as she tried to turn into space. Just past the midway point of this first half, it has been most of the Sundowns on the attack so far. Casablanca with 1 or 2 counter-attacks, one of which was looking very promising indeed. Slightly for a slightly heavy touch from Shema Montaji. See the chance go begging. She was pretty much through on goal. Definitely seems to be a tactic in this game today for the shots from distance. space like we did in the first game against JKT. The marking, I think, a little tighter in this game. A little bit harder for the Sundowns to find space in attacking positions. Space there is here now for Biana. And the loose ball picked up by Murtaji. Well, lovely nutmeg from Murtaji. She's almost through on the penalty area. Might be the yellow card here for Kurubenchi. He's going round to check the number. Kurubenchi, not one of the players already on a yellow card. Maybe 2 yellow cards enough for a suspension. Closer Biana, the central midfielder, is on a yellow card, as is Nadegi Kofi, the Casablanca captain, and Maryam Hajri, the centre-back, who was briefly yellow carded earlier, but only to see that rescinded when the penalty was overturned on a VAR check. Kurubenchi, having allowed Murtaji onto the ball, then got nutmeg, got the wrong side and just brought her down, taking one for the team. We've seen a couple of times now that Murtaji can get goal side. This looks like a good distance. Free kick, plenty of room to get the ball up and over the wall and down again at pace. Looks like Hajri's going to be taking this one. She's very carefully placing the ball. It's usually as good a sign as any as to who's actually going to take it when there's a group of players around it. Certainly from here, she can access either side of the goal. Wendell Dlamini, the South African international, is going to have to be very careful here. The big thing, as ever with this one, is that does she trust her wall? If the wall is covering one side, then she really has to go over and cover the other side. Does leave the goal awfully open, though, if the free kick taker can get it over the wall at pace. You see there with the goalkeeper's position, there's a huge yawning gap over onto our left-hand side of the goal. Plenty for Hajri to aim at. Hajri does aim at it, it's just over the crossbar. It's the right idea. Good move from the goalkeeper to probably have that covered anyway. Let's hope that strapping on the right thigh of Hajri isn't causing it too much discomfort. Lepe did get a touch on that, and now Matandi. Salman Tamar. A little clip on the ankle. In the last few minutes, just get the feeling that Casablanca being a little bit more competitive in midfield. They've been happy to cede territory and possession in most of the opening half hour, but just now and again they just seem to sort of step on the gas and get the press going. It's almost like a surprise tactic. Melepe. Nice touch inside and a run into space, but the ball never came back from Matandi. Had the tidiest of first halves, number 21. That was composed, though, from Dalakpo. The referee thinks about blowing her whistle, decides to let the game run, but now it's going to be a free kick right on the edge of the Casablanca box instead. Tertiary wanted to know why the original free kick wasn't given, but that's what, because the Sundowns are still in possession. Just can't go into the back of the opponent's striker like that. If you're Hajri. So it's really the same thing here as there was at the other end a few minutes ago when Hajri had her go at goal. And it's far enough out with a small angle to make both sides of the goal very much in range. And had plenty of instructions for those at her wall. Five-woman wall here. Two options over the ball for the South African side. Looks like it's going to be either Dlamini or Rabale. On the rope with the long hand. Left footers both. Here's Dlamini, tries to siphon it in. That's a superb save there from Abdelahad. Got down really well, low to her right-hand side. All driven in. Keeper trusting her wall. Covering that part of the goal by herself. Oh, just four players to aim at in the penalty box for this corner. In it comes, the edge of the 6-yard box, and well, Fuller Cayley pretty much unmarked on the edge. What, 5 yards out or so? Just mistimed the jump slightly. Looked like Salma Tamar came out to try and intercept that there, missed it. That's a good take from the goalkeeper, good handling too. Casablanca, they will come into this game as underdogs. Certainly against a side that sees itself as an equal to Asfar Rabat, who have dominated Moroccan women's football, winning the last 8 Division R feminine titles. Casablanca runners-up for the first time at the end of last season. Not had the best of starts to this season, though. It's early days, only 3 games in to the 23-24 season in Morocco. 1 win, 2 losses, including a 5-0 beating at the hands of Asfar Rabat. It's all more remarkable, really, when you saw that Asfar lost their opening game, having not lost in any competition for the best part of 2 years, as the free kick drifts in. The keeper comes for it, and that's a really good take. And the whistle goes as well anyway. A little bit of a bumping there. The challenge on the goalkeeper from Salma Tamar. Fed down the left wing this time. Pinged into some space in midfield. Now the crossfield ball. And in acres of space now as Ramalepe looks up, slices at the cross, but that's straight in the keeper, and she nearly dropped it, got away with it though. Abdelahad. Ramalepe wanted to try and wrap her foot round that a bit more, but didn't quite get it right. Sometimes that happens when you have a lot of time, which you don't normally get in a football pitch. All of a sudden, it's almost like you have too much time to think. It's almost easier if the opposition takes that time away from you. You just have to act on instinct instead. Dlamini, just a bit too much on that one. It will drift out for a goal kick. Sundowns still with over 75% of possession so far. 5 shots, 2 of which were on target, although the majority of those 5 shots, it feels, came from quite long range. Weren't really mainly on target, but there was certainly no threat to the goalkeeper. And now the ball has been won by Murtaji again. Waits for support to turn up. Has to go backwards, and then the ball is chipped forward to this near side. Trying to build something here, Casablanca, but losing possession. Good play from Ramalepe originally, but now the ball has been lost again. Nice turn from Mifta. Couldn't quite kick out Diarra. Now Sundowns in the familiar position now of building up from the back. The ball chipped down the left flank, and it's Thola Cayley running the channel there. Didn't quite manage to bring a teammate into play this time. Good battling there from Matandi. And the ball is spread out to the left-hand side. Lamini comes forwards. Says a lot actually for how deep Casablanca are playing, that the likes of Lamini can come forwards almost as if they're a fullback, where in fact she's one of the back 3. Doesn't leave a lot of cover at the back, but we did see in their opening game against JKT that Sundowns don't mind really if they leave gaps at the back. The club philosophy is to attack. The club motto, the sky is the limit. Certainly as the men's team have shown over the years, and the women as well 2 years ago. Certainly the first and so far only club to provide both men's and women's Champions League winners. Not in the same season, but they have provided both. As Murtaji went down too easily for the referee's liking. Chipped over the top as the offside flag being broken there. The flag didn't go up, even late. I'd love to see a replay of that one. The ball went over the top. Murtaji going down very easily. We've got a South African player down here on the near side, but unfortunately watching the replay, so we didn't see what happened. It's like some sort of contact to the face. There we go. Ooh. Yeah, wearing a clearance like that is going to sting a little bit. Pretty certain that Aisha Samake, the Malian left back, wasn't deliberately trying to do that. So he gets his first taste of television. Maybe a Champions League winner in what, 12, 15 years time. Waiting in the stands there. It's never pleasant getting blasted with the ball from quite close range like that. Doesn't matter if it was an accident or not. It doesn't make it sting any less even, I beg your pardon. Again, looking for Thola Cayley. Do you wonder actually the physicality of this Casablanca side if they might slow down a little bit in the second half. So the conditions are quite hot and sticky in the Ivory Coast at this time of year, well, every time of year. Nice little flick on.
Gadiete comes to nothing. And still, Casablanca sit deep and defend. That was the scorpion kick. Tandy drifts the ball long into Tholakeli. Well, that's a nice little flick on, and all of a sudden it's just opening up a little bit here for the Sundowns, but eventually the run from Labale is closed down, and the attempted ball out wide to the left is, fortunately for Casablanca, cut out. Otherwise there was a big overlap there available. And that's beautifully done by Marpa, showing there why she was in the team of the tournament 2 years ago when the Sundowns won it all without even conceding a goal. She's also, by the way, Malapa, scored in both editions of this tournament, and there aren't many who can say that. Malapa doing well to intercept. Again, drifts out into space on this near side. The ball does come to the number 4 now. Just shuffles it back inside to Tholakeli. She tries to play a 1-2, doesn't actually get the ball back, but it does go back out to Mamelodi on this near side, with plenty of time to pick out a good cross. It goes in there, and that's the opening goal. Mamelodi Sundowns dominated the first half, and with half-time approaching, it's the South Africans that have taken the lead here in Kahoga. Who struggled to find the sort of space she was afforded against JKT in the opening game, did pick out a good cross this time. Missed by the defence. The ball came out here to the right winger, drifts the ball in, missed in the air there by Hajri. And a pinpoint header from Melinda Gadiete. The 27-year-old has opened her account for the tournament and her team's account for the night. All of a sudden it opens up the Casablanca up at the other end. The shot comes in straight at Dlamini. There's an overlap available there as well, if she wanted it, Diarra. Marlian trying to put her shot straight at Andile Dlamini. One of, if not the best, goalkeeper in African women's football. She's shown that in this tournament in all 3 editions so far. Not easy to beat her from range, that's for certain. Just for once at the loose pass from Ramalepe. Ball's been won right the pitch here. The referee didn't like that challenge coming in from Biana, who felt she'd won the ball. Kofi, Casablanca captain, going down. Let's have another look here. The ball was won cleanly, but there's that slight hop into contact. Free kick taken long. Ended up, but not really away, and then confident header back to the goalkeeper. Tidying things up nicely there, Biana, having given away the free kick in the first place. Just managed to get rid of the ball there before Kofi's challenge came snapping in. And the goal scorer, Gadiete. The ball through there couldn't quite settle for Ramalapa as the officials signal 3 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. Becci now. Like Dlamini on the other side of that back throw. We haven't seen Becci come forward so much, but then she does have Ramalapa in front of her, who's been seeing plenty of the ball instead. Pace there over on that left-hand side. The ball goes out for, I was going to say for a corner, actually ran for a goal kick. By Casablanca, and then they pick up the second ball there after a loose touch from Dlamini. Failed to make the most of it though. They've got just over a minute of this first half to go, Casablanca, to try and get back on level terms. You're going to find that difficult on 25% possession. Sundowns continuing to dominate territory at least. And possession, playing their usual brand of patient football, and nearly popping that one through for the runner Folakeli. And now Mortashi has to cut her run down, but that's been well taken by Diarra. Mifta looks for support, takes a while getting there, it has to be said. Here is Mortashi. Goes down and is completely ignored by the referee. She has, I think, already in this match shown that she does go down sometimes a little bit too easily, and the problem is you start doing that and the referee will start ignoring you even if you have just been hacked. Sort of making a rod for your own back, so to speak. That was a good tackle though. The ball now picked up by Tamar, and that's the last action of the first half here at the Amadou Gon Coulibaly Stadium up in Kouhogo in the north of the Ivory Coast. At half-time, the Mamelodi Sundowns lead Sporting Club Casablanca by 1-0. Melinda Gadiete with the only goal, with a precision header from a nice cross from Esther Ramalapa. That was just 3 minutes before the break. And really, I think very much with the run of play, and that is not a good sign if you're a Casablanca fan there. Your key player, your top goal scorer in qualifying, down and still being treated here with what looks like some sort of a knee injury, or hopefully just a knock. Mamelodi Sundowns, though, well, they're cruising. They've won their opening game 2-0. They're 1-0 up here. And to be honest, apart from a couple of fleeting moments, they've been comfortable at the back, spending most of the time trying to pick their way through a packed Casablanca defence. 75% possession, you see there. Just the 7 goal attempts, though. A few early pops from distance, but other than that, they kept their patience, tried to pick their passes, get the right crosses in at the right moments. Sporting Club Casablanca, though, have defended well. They have shown that they can do some damage on counter-attack as well. The real problem at the moment is keeping possession when they do get it. Arguably a little bit direct at times, but yeah, having so little possession, it's very difficult to build up momentum. So at half-time here then in the Côte, it's a 1-0 Sundowns. Play Stadium here in Kohogo, where the Mamelodi Sundowns lead by 1-0 here against Sporting Club Casablanca in this match day 2 fixture in Group A of the CAF Women's Champions League. South African champions have been dominant through the first half. It took them 42 minutes to break the deadlock, though. Melinda Gadiete, a woman to do just that, with a close-range header right into the corner. And we're going to have a first change of the match as well, as Lerato Gasogo prepares to take to the pitch. Got just 24 minutes in their day 1 matchup. We haven't seen, just as yet at least, is who she's coming on for. Bring you that detail as soon as we can. Good news for Casablanca fans, it looks like Shema Mortaji is fit to take to the pitch in the second half. Don't know if she's fully fit, though. Certainly when the players were trooping off the pitch at half-time, she was still sat on the floor getting some medical attention to what looked like, didn't look like, was to her left knee. It looked like maybe some sort of knock, hopefully nothing too serious, because certainly a lot of Casablanca's hopes in this match will hinge on her being able to lead the line. Now this is interesting. So Linda Gadiete, who scored the opening goal just before half-time, has been substituted off at the break. You have to assume that's an injury. Lerato Gasogo comes on in her place. 31 years of age is Gasogo, played in this tournament last year. Plenty of experience at this level. I'd say that for most of this Mamelodi Sundowns side, to be fair. Quick change of ball there just before we kick off the second half. So the Sundowns get us underway here then, sporting a 1-0 lead against Sporting Club Casablanca going into the second half. Given the state of the group, a win in this match for the Mamelodi Sundowns would automatically put them through to the semi-finals. And in fact, because the only team within 3 points of them would be JKT, who they beat on match day 1, they'd in fact a win here tonight guarantees them to go through as top of Group A. That's nicely put in, then side-footed over the bar. But good attacking intent from the South Africans early in this second half. Murifi just trying to use the pace on the ball there, just to turn it over. Caught a little bit too much of it, though. Difficult skill, that one. This kick, and then ball given away here, and Murifi is on her way again down the left-hand side. There we see the trademark burst of pace from Murifi, and a good cutback, and that's a very important interception from Ashby. Still, the pressure comes. Ramalepe. Biana. The substitute, Gasogo. Normally plays a little bit deeper, actually, than Gadiete. I just wonder if that's a tactical tweak from coach Shabalala. There's going to be a little bit of reshuffle of his pieces on the pitch. Or, I'm sure, will become clear as the second half unfolds here in the Côte d'Ivoire. The ball given away, and Mortaji with a chance to pop that one over the top for the pace of Diarra there. A nice turn from Diarra. Can she find room for the shot? No, she can't. Very good cover play coming in from Ramalepe, of all people.
Mamelodi Sundowns have been so dominant that she spent most of her time much further up the pitch, but showing there, Ramalepe, she's not afraid to do her defensive work as well when necessary. One of those situations where she's sort of playing as a wing-back, but effectively almost as a wide forward, but certainly as a wide midfielder, because everything is just pushed so far up the pitch for the South African side. Montaji is going to chase this one down the back pass, not the most accurate for the goalkeeper, and she just slots that on past the Casablanca front woman. Still seeing plenty of possession, Casablanca, despite being a goal down, sitting very deep here. They're almost playing a low block, but starting to wonder just how they're going to get a goal here to get back on level terms if they can, as Marifi gets down the left and puts a half-decent ball in. Well cleared, though, by Hajri, who was given a second booking at the tournament in the first half for a handball, giving away a penalty, but that was then rescinded after a VAR check. Penalty, that is, and the yellow card. Nice build-up play here, but then it all just goes a bit awry with Fuller Cayley. That was nice play. Good stuff from Biana. Marifi, again, showing that acceleration, forcing the corner, putting Casablanca under pressure. Keeper doing her best to organise the defence around her. Imana Abdullahat couldn't do much about the goal, that's for certain. Good cross comes in, it's not really been dealt with, and it's been then picked up by Montaji on the edge of her own penalty area, but she picked up the ball in the D, and she was her team's furthest player forwards. It just gets clipped, I think it was by Fuller Cayley trying to win the ball back. Now by the Sundowns, and now they can come forwards. Fuller Cayley not quite as far forward as she would like to have been. Marifi beaten to it this time by Joa. Joa, one of two Ivorian players in this Casablanca side, also two Malian players in the starting lineup. Rather bucking the trend in this tournament, where everyone else seems to have turned up with a squad pretty much exclusively coming from their home country. We saw the Sundowns in a similar position in their opening game against JKT. They remained patient, took their time, and eventually got the second goal 15 minutes from time. Well, Montaji chasing onto that one. I think if she'd got hold of it, surely she'd have been flagged for offside. That looks like Chima Kriem preparing to come on. The Sporting Club Casablanca, a defensive reinforcement on its way. By the looks of it, Kofi changes the direction of play well. Now Kokora comes forward, so to chip that one over for She was just a little bit too close to the Meany, who was quickly off her line to cut out the danger there. Oh, a nice run by Mamelodi, trying to get in behind. You just saw her check her run just as the pass was played in her effort to stay onside. Intelligent play from the number 4. Didn't quite come off this time. Diarra wins the ball on the halfway line, nearly picks out the number 9 as well. Wasn't far away, Mutaji. It won't be easy for her, really. She's not getting an awful lot of support up there. Very much seems to be ploughing a lone furrow, and wonder just how deep into the game she continue to maintain those sort of energy levels. As the Sundowns continue to boss possession here, still running at about 75%. As he did in the first half as well. Just to put the Mamelodi Sundown domination into context for you, 323 passes played so far, 277 of those going to their intended target. For Casablanca, 104 passes played, only 45 of them going to a teammate. So another ball comes over the top of Thulakeli. Can't find room for the shot there on the turn, surrounded by light blue shirts. It was nice play by Mifta, but eventually dispossessed by Mamelodi. We're going to have a break in play here with a player down, back up the pitch, and it's Adegi Kofi, not for the first time today actually, the Casablanca captain. Kaylee just getting a bit of the shin there as she battled for the ball on the edge of the D. So a bit of an injury time out here. I thought Kaylee also just looking at a little isolated at times now without Gadiete alongside her. Her extra support up top. Kaylee seemed to be providing the speed and the power. Gadiete filling in the little bits in between. Maybe an opportunity here for the Casablanca players just to have maybe a little bit of a tactical reset. 10 minutes into the second half, there's been no real change in the direction of the game since the break. It's still the Sundowns bossing possession. Casablanca operating on scraps of possession as Kofi just hobbles her way to the side of the pitch for the moment. I'm sure she'll be back though. Now keep her captain off the pitch that easily. Getting the game back underway. I wonder actually if that might be over for Kofi. She's not moving very fluidly there. And I suppose if you're the Casablanca coach, you've got to try and figure out if it's worth pushing your 34-year-old captain to the limit, maybe with an injury in the second game, which, given the way the game's been going, you'd have to think that it's going to be very difficult for Casablanca to get anything out of it, whereas they'll go into their final game against JKT knowing that to win there would probably be enough to put them in the semi-final after they picked up that point against Atletico Abidjan in the opening match of this tournament. So it might be worth giving Kofi a little rest here for the rest of the game and try and give her every opportunity to be fit and firing. That last match coming up on Saturday evening down in San Pedro. First game in this group that we played down on the south coast. By and large, the group's being split. So Group A match is all being played up here in Cahogo, up near the northern border of the country. As Delahaye is quickly off her line to claim that one. The Group B fixtures being played down on the south coast in San Pedro, and of course into the third match day in the groups, with the final round of games being played concurrently, and of course they have to split those games between the two venues, both of which of course will be in use for the Men's Africa Cup of Nations coming up in January, using no less than 5 locations around the country. This tournament, rather this ground, inaugurated with that first game of the tournament. It's finished in a 1-1 draw between Abidjan and Casablanca. Nice little turn there from Fuller Cayley, sent the defender the wrong way, and then the volley over the bar from Rabane. Looks like she's the one who's being pushed a bit further forward in this second half, with Gasogo settling into a previous midfield role. Fuller Cayley, lovely bit of play there, just to roll the defender, create the space, and did pick out the teammate in the middle. Just the finish that was lacking as we head towards the 1 hour mark in this game between the Mamelodi Sundowns and Sporting Club Casablanca. South Africans dominating proceedings and leading by a goal to 0, thanks to Melinda Gadiete in the first half. Referee just a bit unlucky there, closing down and virtually putting the ball behind for a goal kick. Now perhaps an opportunity here for Diarra on the break, but a little toe in from Matandi soon sorted that one out. As Biana tricks away past one, gets tricked by the second to win a free kick in the centre circle. That was a nice little move. Taji. Just seems to have slowed down. Taji, that first line of defence. Fairly immobile as we hit the go past the hour mark in this game. Good strong defending this time from Abdul Hakim. One of the problems that Casablanca do have is that I don't think their defenders can really live with the pace of the like of Ramalepe and Fuller Cayley. So they kind of have to sit deeper, but that means that everything gets pushed back, and then it's very difficult for them to come forwards because there's nobody there. Having to start so deep, and then everyone has to make way because they're all sitting there behind the ball, trying to prevent, or trying to plug the gaps really at the back. It's a bit of a tough, almost a catch-22 situation here for the team in light blue. Sit back and it's difficult to attack, and you remain 1-0 down. But if you come forward, you're going to leave those gaps at the back, which certainly the Sundowns have shown over the last few years at this level that
Now more than capable of exploiting and trod on the turn. This time from Nabale, but didn't quite get the contact she was looking for. Nice first touch just to make that little bit of space. Even Abdul Hakim behind her, but didn't work out this time. Look at the turn and shot from Nabale. And Abdul Hakim getting an absolute earful from her goalkeeper there for allowing her to turn like that in the box. And I've got to say, the goalkeeper's right on that one. Sharp tackle coming in from Biana. Almost allowing another attack to be built. Bump in the road there, but they soon get the ball back to the South Africans, and now they can start to build up a little bit of space. Opens up on this near side. Marifi slightly misjudging the bounce there. Does manage to just about wrap her foot round it, though. And then the flag goes up from the lineswoman over on that far side. Almost like a dance move. Sock malfunction here for the goalkeeper. Now she's taken her sock off, so this is going to be another delay. It's going to be added to the end of this second half. You've already seen some of the other games, you've already seen some quite lengthy amounts of time added on at the end of games. I'm not sure who these stoppages are really helping. Casablanca saying goal to 0 down. I just wonder if they're settling for a 1-0 here, and the what would be a decent goal differential for them. So they play against JKT next time up. JKT on 3 points. Well, if things stay as they are, then the Mamelodi Sundowns will have already won the group after 2 games. They'll have 6 points out of 6 and a goal difference of +3. JKT Queens have 3 points and a goal difference of -1. And then down on 1 point, both teams having a goal difference of -1. Would be Atletico Abidjan and Casablanca. Bear in mind that Casablanca play JKT Queens in their second game down on the south coast, whereas the Mamelodi Sundowns will be up against Abidjan, which you'd have to think the South African side to be heavy favourites to win that game anyway, despite having, they might feel a bit of a few of their lesser players to make sure they get some time on the pitch. But you still have to make them favourites to win that game, even with a weakened lineup, which kind of puts Abidjan out of it. It makes it all between JKT and Casablanca for the second position in the group, and therefore a place in the semi-finals. JKT would only need a draw, but a win for Casablanca in that game would, in that scenario, unless Mamelodi Sundowns do something they've never done before, which is lose a game in the group phase. Unless that happens, then basically, if in the other game Casablanca win, they go through. If it's a draw or a win for JKT, they will go through. I must say, that JKT side that we saw win earlier today against Atletico Abidjan. I mean, the lineups are so young. The goal scorers are 15 and 17-year-olds respectively. The back four's only got one player over the age of 18 in it. I mean, you know, they're a young, promising side. And, you know, you look at it and think, well, maybe the tournament's come too early for them. They come in here with no experience, a very young squad. You think, well, okay, they're here for experience, and they come back in following years and can maybe do some real damage as Marifi tries to use her pace, but is eventually tackled by Hajri. But just go back to JKT. I mean, you know, you're thinking, okay, you know, they'll be good in future tournaments, but it looks like they're sort of growing up day by day, gaining experience. Some of the mistakes they were making on the ball and in the final third against the Sundowns, they were not making, especially in the second half earlier this afternoon. That could make them a very dangerous prospect as we go deeper into the tournament, and certainly a side that will have to be treated with respect by Casablanca on match day 3. Looks like to be a yellow card for the South African players here. Trying to get to the ball, but Mortaji felt that on her foot. Substitute Gasogo, who was just a split second late getting into the ball there. Foot came down on top of the foot of Mortaji, who again for the lone front woman was sitting very deep again. I think that's the biggest moth I've ever seen in my life. And Abdullah, the goalkeeper, showing that good at handling not just a football. Ball given away half the pitch here. This could be trouble. Marifi now thinks about making a dive down the sideline, decides against it. Here is Kasogo. She's tripped on this near side. An opportunity here for the Sundowns to maybe get a couple of the taller units into the box for the set piece. Two-person ball here for this Biana free kick. Plenty of goal shirts to aim at in the box as well. Sundowns not sitting back on this 1-0 lead. Clipped into the near post and then an attempted sort of scorpion kick from Ramalepe. Just momentarily lost her marker. That's better play from Casablanca, and all of a sudden they've got 5 people forward here on this counter-attack. Fed in by Diarra, but Montaji slightly ahead of the play. Mifta nowhere near the ball on that one. Cheeky trip. I'm sure that strapping on her knee isn't helping her mobility though in midfield. Still no substitutes been made by the team in light blue. Very much get the impression that the coach feels he's got his best 11 out there. With them chasing the game so much, you do wonder if a couple of fresh pairs of legs might just help a little bit. Marifi isn't going to get on the end of that one. And the question really still remains, how are Casablanca going to get back on level terms here? Apart from an occasional foray on the counter-attack, they've not really shown much in the way of attacking intent. They just haven't had the ball, to be honest. At the possession stat moving in Casablanca's direction in the last few minutes. It's over at Sundowns down to 72% possession now over the course of the game. Just over 15 minutes for Casablanca to try and get something out of this. Certainly a draw here. Well, it would blow the group completely wide open. It actually wouldn't make a huge amount of difference to Casablanca's chances of qualification. Well, certainly if Sundowns were not to win this game, then they'd certainly go into their last game against Atletico Abidjan knowing they would want to win in order to guarantee winning the group. So it would make their life a little bit more certain, but then I'm sure they just really want to wrap up the group now. And the likes of Biana, Mukuru Becci and Kasogo, I think, would be 3 names that you certainly wouldn't see on the team sheet for the 3rd game if they were to win tonight. All 3 have now had 1 booking in the tournament. The 2nd booking would be a 1-game suspension. What you don't want to be doing is getting suspended for the semi-final. So it's just starting to get a, sort of an inkling of a feel here that the Sundowns are just starting to slow things down a bit now. Having made the running for almost the entire game, just feels like they're just taking the foot off the gas a little bit. And what a free kick high off the pitch. Slightly clumsy challenge coming in from Hashri. I think this will be in range as well. Very interesting to see just 2 steps up to hit this one. Hashri just beaten to it there on the edge of the area. A little impetuous. Looks like Joyce Rabale is taking ownership of this one. I think there's only one thought on her mind here. That's the direct shot at goal that goes straight into the wall. Headed away, back with Rabale again. Now she feeds it into the area, half headed away by Dara. Oh, and an important interception coming there from Nalapo, the experienced centre-back, team captain. 13 minutes to go, and a
Diarra chasing that one down the channel, but she's not going to get to there. Well, El Kashawi doesn't look too stressed for a man whose side is 1-0 down with just over 12 minutes remaining, probably closer to 20 actually once we add the time added on at the end, as Fuller Cayley again rolls her marker beautifully, puts the ball across goal, and it's just there too quickly for Rabale. Not the first time we've seen her roll her marker like that, then use her pace and power to get in behind. It's actually very unselfish there. Could have been, I don't think anyone would have criticised her for having a pop at goal. Made that space in behind. Darush organising the defence. So she's been doing a lot of that tonight, to great effect as well. Just a few drinks for the players. And the big smile as he's back on the screen again. I'll say a very good move from the tournament organisers to have the two games in the same group, in the same stadium, just well, actually a little bit less than an hour apart. It does mean that, especially in this group where you do have the local side, sort of local side, Atletico Abidjan, that with spectators already in the stadium, they're perhaps less likely to leave early and not watch the second game. So you're probably having more spectators than you would otherwise have if these games were billed individually. So, smart move from CAF on that one. Biana set the tempo nicely from the base of midfield in this game, as Lamini sees her attempted cross cut out. Less than 10 minutes to go now. Cayley dropping deep, and that's a lovely little ball in behind. Unfortunately, Tande unable to keep the ball in play. Game settling back into the same pattern that really we've seen from the opening moments of this match. Casablanca sitting deep. Mamelodi Sundowns patiently trying to play through the blue wall. It's not easy to keep your patience in these situations. That was nearly a fantastic piece of play from Kasogo. And the ball eventually rolling through. Well, Kasogo was fouled just outside the area. Just blocks off here. A lovely first touch. Completely blocked out there. I think that was Selma Tamar. Referee blowing her whistle.
This is dangerous. This is quite close in. No attempt to play the ball. In fact, I beg your pardon, Salma, it wasn't you. That was Sarah Abdelhakim, the left back, or the right back, who has now ended up in the referee's notebook. Abdelhad making sure the wall knows exactly what she wants. 5 women in that wall as well. Kaeli standing over this one. It's central enough to bring both sides of the goal into the equation here. This is difficult decisions to be made for the goalkeeper. What's Kaeli going to do? Go for power to the right, dink it over the left. As we look at the goal, that is. What you might want to do is go for that top left corner. Up and over the wall. To blast it into the top right. Kaeli stands over this. She tries to power it low. Wall did its job. Kaeli again, teeing it up for a teammate nicely, and then the ball goes through, and then the offside is flag up. Is up anyway. A good few metres offside there. The game definitely feels like it's starting to slow down again. Murtaji, they're not even bothering to try closing down the keeper, trying to get back into the first line of the Casablanca defensive shape. Kurubeci. Nicely taken down by Kaeli. Oh, and a lovely ball through here for Marifi. She can get there first. No, she can't. Abdelhad quickly off her line to clear the danger. With a good clearance too. And still, the Sundowns keep coming forwards. Beautifully brought down by Kaeli. Then the ball through, so nearly opening up the Casablanca defence. Now finally the first substitution coming on for Casablanca. So Joa Kokora, the Ivorian forward, comes off. And Shema Krem, ostensibly a defensive player, comes on. Number 20. 4 minutes to go, plus stoppages here with the Sundowns still just a goal up. They have to be a little bit careful. Not to just leave any gaps at the back for a surprise counter. As the clock ticks down, they wouldn't have much time to react to it if that were to happen. Ball driven across goal. Half-headed away, the shot comes in from distance, but Sogo just didn't seem to be able to sort out her feet. Trying to arrive on that bouncing ball. I think difficult as well with the spins, probably making the ball swerve through the air, judging its trajectory even more difficult. The Sundowns, just that one substitution made at half-time as well, so not a lot of changes being made here. A lot of football around the world, you'll often see coaches just making sure they use all 5 possible substitutions, whether they need to or not. Almost seems like it's almost a badge of honour. But here, the coach is showing confidence that they've picked the right 11 in the first place. And only really making changes if they have to. pretty certain that Melinda Gadiate, who scored the opening goal just before half-time, only to come off during the break to be replaced by Larata Gasogo. Another substitute coming up here. Salma Mifta comes off. Hajar Buziani comes on in her place. Mifta can't be 100% with all that strapping over that right knee. Taken down by Hatchery, then she hammers the ball clear, but there's not a teammate within 40 yards of where that ball bounced. And now it comes back again. And Marifi's in behind here. Could be trouble. Nice pull back and a brilliant save at point-blank range. Joyce Rabale must have thought she was about to make it 2-0. Put the shot straight at the goalkeeper, who stayed down. Yeah, no offside there. Marifi in behind. Nice pullback. The shot from Rabale. Straight at the keeper. Well to parry the ball with her hands. So we have another break in play here. Some smiles on the substitutes bench. Just wondering what the hold-up is here. Abdullah had clearly parried the ball with her hands and arms. Six minutes added on at the end of the 90 here. Crowd in Kohogo. Not quite finished with the night's entertainment just yet. Again, showing that pace. She does manage to hook the ball across, but this time it's straight at the keeper, and she does well to gather that at the second attempt. Certainly see more of Marifi as an attacking threat in this game than we did against JKT Queens in the opening game for the South Africans. Ooh, the ball nearly given away. They're on the edge of the area. Here's an opportunity knocking out for Casablanca. It opens up on the left. The pass, though, too slow. And the opportunity goes begging. That was the moment, surely, for Casablanca. A mistake by Andil Dlamini, of all people. An attempted ball out, ricocheting off of Shamar Mortaji. We'll see a replay in a minute, but then the ball just not moved quick enough, too slow. But now Mortaji gets the ball on this right-hand side. And all of a sudden, Casablanca coming forwards. It feels like they're doing this for the first time in the match. We're going to have now a change as Joyce Rabale comes off to be replaced by Miche Minis. Like for like.
Minis, who turns 22 in just a few days, another veteran from last year's tournament. Cross deflected, headed back into the danger area, calmly taken down, and then there's an offside flag going up anyway. And that moment in the final third comes to an end for Casablanca. Well, Lapo has been told to not waste time, try to argue her corner. What we've seen in other tournaments in recent months, probably lucky not to get a yellow card. A lot of referees absolutely zero tolerance on time wasting at the moment, as Montaji collapses to the ground as the pass goes way too far in front of her. Sundowns do just need to be careful here. A couple of little sparks of inspiration coming from Casablanca. It's not quite too late yet. Space on this near side. Arifi seeing more and more of the ball as the game goes on, trying to get across it, half deflected, and now Hajri can try and lead the counter-attack, and Hajri actually continuing her run forwards here, the number 15. Now she checks back. Just a minute and a half to go, really nothing to lose here for Casablanca, unless they really do care about that goal difference. Won the ball on the pitch there. Attempted through ball for the run of Montaji. A little bit telegraphed and easily cut out. Dlamini goes back to Dlamini. Lapo. 1 minute now left for the Sundowns. They'll be happy enough with 1-0. I mean, a win is a win. That'll make it 9 clean sheets in 11 games at the African Women's Champions League for the South Africans. The inaugural tournament, they won it without conceding a goal in their 4 matches. Ball breaks for Casablanca again now. This could be dangerous, but the ball from Kofi didn't quite find its target, but just for once, the Casablanca winning the ball higher up the pitch. As we move into the final few seconds of the game, a long ball into the area, and that's been slightly shinned behind for a goal kick, and with that surely goes any chance Casablanca had of getting something out of this match. So we hit 6 minutes, still no whistle. I think the referee waiting for the goal kick to bring this match to an end, and the Mamelodi Sundowns have won 1-0 here against Sporting Club Casablanca. And that is enough to ensure that Jerry Shabalala's side go top of the group on 6 points. And no matter what happens on match day 3 of the group phase, they will be going through to the semi-finals as group winners. The only team that could possibly catch them, the JKT Queens, who they beat on match day 1, so they win the head-to-head there. So the Mamelodi Sundowns, the 2021 champions, the 2022 runners-up. First team to book their place in the semi-final of the Women's Champions League with a 1-0 win here against Sporting Club Casablanca, thanks to a 42nd minute header from Melinda Gadiete. Unfortunately, had to come off at half-time. We assume with an injury. We wait to hear any news from that. Disappointment for the Casablanca players. They put their heart and souls into that one.
Honestly, a 1-0 loss against this Mamelodi Sundowns side is no mean feat. They did ride their luck a little bit along the way, did the Moroccans. But generally in football, you get what you deserve. Mamelodi Sundowns, I think fair to say, deserving of the 3 points. Now we'll hear from the Casablanca goalkeeper, Imane Abdelahad.
Iman, quelle prestation! Bravo! Mais malheureusement, le Sporting a perdu. J'imagine que vous êtes dans un sentiment, vous avez deux sentiments qui se bousculent en vous.
أول حاجة كنشكر لا كوت ديفوار على حسن الاستقبال وكنشكر سانداونز على الروح الرياضية ديالو. مالوغوزمون جاونا بزاف ديال لي زوكازيون ما قدرناش نستغلوهم. البنات تقاتلوا مي كتبقى عندنا واحد مونك ديال ليكسبيريونس ديال بعض البنات. المجهودات هذه تنشكروا بها الستاف ديالنا التكنيك ولا الإدارة ديالنا وعلى رئاستهم سي معاد عكاشة. حنا هنا باقي ما نزلناش يدينا، الحمد لله باقي لينا تروازيام ماتش غادي نتقاتلوا حتى اخر رمق، وان شاء الله الا كتاب غادي نجيبوا لا كاليفيكاسيون. وبحد ذاته المشاركه ديالنا راه ما جاتش بالسهل، والحمد لله بهذا الانجاز هذا غادي نزيدوا نجتهدوا باش نقولوا الكلمه ديالنا المقابله الثالثه. وكنشكر عاوتاني لا كوت ديفوار على هذا حسن الاستقبال.
Bonjour à tous. Alors, Iman remercie énormément la Côte d'Ivoire pour ce magnifique tournoi, ce pays, cette chaleur et ce public. Et elle est triste, mais elle sait qu'on a des occasions qu'on n'a pas concrétisées. Mais elle est très contente parce qu'elle sait qu'il nous reste un troisième match et qu'on va tout faire pour gagner ce troisième match. Elle remercie toutes les joueuses pour leur esprit combatif. Elle remercie le staff technique, elle remercie le comité et les dirigeants et à sa tête le président M. Mouadou Kacha. Et elle dit au public marocain qu'il nous reste un troisième match et qu'on va se battre et qu'on va ramener cette qualification.
Iman, si vous deviez dédier ce prix à quelqu'un ou un groupe de personnes, ce sera à qui?
هاد الهديه ديالك شي واحد غتهديها شكون؟
اول حاجه كنهدي هذه الهديه لجلاله الملك محمد السادس ورئيس الجامعه الملكيه السي فوزي القجع اللي زاد القدام بكره القدم النسويه. والحمد لله حنا لي ماروكان اوني لي مايور دون لافريك. كنهدي العائله ديالتي في كازا والجميع الجروب ديال سبورتينغ.
Alors, elle dédie ce trophée à Sa Majesté, que Dieu l'assiste, le roi Mohamed VI. Elle dédie aussi ce trophée qui est le grand souverain qui a lancé le football féminin, qui a développé le football féminin au Maroc. Donc on lui doit tout. Et à sa tête, aussi à la tête de la fédération, le président M. Fawzi El-Qja. Mais elle dédie aussi ce trophée à toute l'équipe, à tout le staff technique et aussi à sa famille à Casa qui la soutient. Et elle leur donne un message d'amour pour tout le peuple marocain qui la soutient aussi. Et on vous remercie énormément.
Iman, bravo!
Merci beaucoup, merci à vous.
Well, Mamelodi Sundowns just going through their warm down then at the end of a second win at this Women's Champions League finals. 2 wins now, 2 clean sheets. Maybe not as clinical in front of goal as they would like.